What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Ask Ashley, here with another great episode of Monday Night Juice. As always, I have to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Markel Benign Wines. You guys can go ahead and purchase your bottle at www.markelbenignwines.com. So, tonight's episode is very, very dope because I have the lovely Mr. Jordan Bankston, who is the creator and founder of Forever Kings, Inc. But before we get into finding out who Jordan is and what exactly it is he does, you guys know I want to start the show off with a little bit of laughter. So check out our top 5 TikToks right now.
If you ever want to be humble, ask your brothers how you look.
How do I look?
Beautiful.
How do I look, Carlos?
Like pregnant as fuck.
How do I look?
Like fat as hell.
Boy say he checking out booties, baby.
I can't.
All right, Jordan. Hi, honey.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
First off, let me say I appreciate you asking how I am. But with everything that's going on around the world, how it's affecting us, you know, as a community.
Correct.
I really want to know, how are you?
Woo.
Yeah.
Such a loaded question.
Uh-huh.
I was just writing an email to my parents. We went from crisis to chaos in a matter of a week. So
Yes.
we just were in a pandemic, and now we're in a civil rights movement.
Yep.
So there's so much to process, so much to feel. I'm still kind of processing and trying to figure out where I stand with so many things. Obviously, extremely grieved, extremely
Yeah.
burdened by the loss of George Floyd. But I think what's so important is that we have to realize that this is the breaking point, that this is just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Absolutely.
So exhausted.
Yeah.
It's just exhausting being a black man in America.
Absolutely.
And it's troubling and emotional for me, being a leader of an organization that serves young black men, with not being able to fix it.
Yeah.
That even on their best day, that no matter how well we teach them, that no matter how many resources we have, that on their best day, their life could be ended just because of the color of their skin. So it's a lot to process, for sure.
It is. And I'm thank you for being so honest and transparent about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am a part of a group of amazing journalists, and one of them expressed how difficult it was to even watch, you know,
Right.
the ceremonies that they've been doing for George Floyd. And it really just put me in this mindset where it's just like, every time I encounter a black man, I really want to know, how are you?
Right.
How are you holding up? How are you doing? They say, don't nobody support a black man better than a black woman.
That's a word.
I am in full agreement of that. Okay? So when I
whole
say,
word.
baby, how are you? Just know that if you need me, I'm here. Okay?
I appreciate it. I'm good. It's just, like I said, it's just exhausting.
It's just a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a whole lot of
it
things.
is. It is. So with Forever Kings, like you said, you are the founder, creator of that, and what you do is you pretty much bring together other young black men
Yeah.
to change what it is that they see.
Absolutely.
To not only be in service to their community, but also be in service to each other, and really bring together this brotherhood. So I
Right.
really want to know, what was it that happened to Jordan Banks that really put that on your heart to start?
Oh, well, we got to go back.
Okay, let's go back.
So prior to starting Forever Kings, I have been mentoring young men for about 10 years. And I said to myself, how do I get paid to do this? I'm doing this as a hobby.
Yeah.
I'm going to work, and the young men like to eat, right? So
Yeah.
I'm feeding them. I'm going to football games. I'm doing all of these things, and I'm not getting paid for it. And my impact is limited. So I said last summer, like, I need to make this official.
Yeah.
And that became Forever Kings, and here we are a year later. Certainly not the first year that I anticipated having, but God is good through all of it. and here we are. So, but prior to that, I grew up in the inner city in Cincinnati, and some of the who would say the worst communities in our city in Avondale and Roseline and Kennedy Heights with my single mom. Shout out to single moms. Single moms are incredible. Single moms are dope. I salute single moms for their effort in raising young men and young women by themselves. It's not easy. My mom did an incredible job, and I don't take it lightly. So raised by my single mom, my father was very inconsistent in and out of my life. And that's burdensome for a young man to not see yourself, to not have a father in the home, to not, fathers establish identity. So,
Ooh, baby, let me tell you, and I don't even mean to cut you off, but when I say that you just spoke a word,
yeah.
I just had this conversation with, I'm gonna say several friends of mine, where I broke down in tears. I have a son, I have a daughter. My daughter, I know what I'm doing like the back of my hand. I could teach her and raise her with my eyes closed. My baby boy, I'm lost. I feel lost.
And rightfully so.
I feel discouraged.
Yeah.
I feel, sometimes I even feel a little incompetent because I'm like, I'm not a man.
Right.
You know? So the way I have to mother you and nurture you and parent you looks different. But I don't always know if that's the right thing. And I won't always know if that's the right thing until you're of age to say, nah, ma, that was messed up. What
That
you was
was
trying.
wrong.
You know what I mean?
You missed it.
You missed the target.
And then it's too late.
And then it's too late.
Yeah.
So you know after this we link. You know we linking up.
So yeah, I mean, but that was my truth. Again, my mom did an incredible job, but women cannot teach young men how to be men.
Yeah.
Women cannot understand the changes and the cycles that young men go through. As a woman, you don't understand puberty, right? From a male standpoint, because that ain't what happened to you.
That's not what happened to me. So you know, and then it's, you know what? And I'm so glad that you are being so transparent and so
Yeah.
honest, because it is discouraging when some people say a black woman can raise a black man. Like we do it all the time, baby. Just because we've been doing it don't mean we've been doing it right.
That's the word.
You know what I mean?
That's the one.
Just because we've been doing it don't mean that we got
That's
the
the
whole
one.
tools and resources that we need to be able to do so. And it's,
Sorry to interrupt
you're
you,
good.
but oftentimes what happens and where we're seeing so much brokenness in our young men is because what happens is you, for example, you're the provider, you're the comforter, you're the disciplinarian.
and I just told my kids this morning, I don't like being the disciplinarian.
And you're not supposed to be,
I
right?
just want to nurture and love and care on you.
Correct.
That's all.
So you've shifted into this disciplinarian role, and it's hard and it's
That's
harsh.
a very uncomfortable role for me.
Yeah.
It's a very I have to go against my nature.
Yeah.
So y'all better listen. I'm trying to tell you, I literally have to go against my nature.
That's so good, and
to
I appreciate
get
that.
on to my son, and I'm just like, I just want to hold a conversation. I'm like, baby, I shouldn't have to go through these steps, you know. And he just looking at me like, well, what's the problem? And I'm like, you just don't understand what I'm trying to tell you right now.
So you've become the disciplinarian and
I'm
the harsh
everything.
one. And so what he misses is the nurturer.
He
right?
He does. And the fact that he's getting older makes it harder because he wants to go back, like you said, to being a nurturer. Well, when I was a nurturer, he was like this, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not about, son, you about to be 13, you're not coming to sit on my lap.
Right.
You know, and then
But they want to.
13-year-old boys kind of got the little stench to them, you know, because they really don't care still, you know what I mean?
Correct.
But
And
but
that
they
doesn't
want
get
to.
better. So let me just tell you, Miss Ashley,
Yeah,
that doesn't get better.
yeah, I'm-
they stay stinking.
Yeah, I'm pretty much ready for that
Yeah.
that battle. But you're right. I have to go against my nature to be what it is that my son needs, and I can't even always say if what he needs is what I'm giving him.
Right.
A lot of the times I feel like I'm not able to.
Yeah.
But I have no other options until I met Forever Kings, right? Y'all like the way I just did that? I know you do. So, tell me how, if one had, you know, a mom, single mom like me, was in the situation that I'm in, how do we get our sons to you, and what does that look like for our sons? Like, what can we expect?
Great question. So we run open enrollment. It'll actually be starting July 1st.
Okay.
So that's the start of our fiscal year. We run it for about a month and a half where anybody can enroll their young men into our program. And from there, we really hone into parent involvement and parent engagement. So I kind of get all up in your business because I can't help if I don't know the truth.
Absolutely.
And I think that for so long as African Americans, we've adopted that mindset of what happens in this house
Stays
stays
in the
this
house. Village can't even help if
Village
you got
can't help.
village cannot help if everybody keeping their business in the house.
Business in the house.
Yeah.
But then when your son is standing behind bars, you want to cry and fall on the ground and call the church and say, oh well, when he was 8, somebody molested him. Okay, well that would be why.
That would have been helpful 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Gotcha. And I get it. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard when you don't know who to trust.
Correct.
When you don't know who to give that information to, because you, as a mom, especially in today's society where we're dealing with being, going against our nature to be dads,
Right.
or whatever we think we can be, in addition to the outside world. You know what I mean? And how they're going to look at our sons. It's
Right.
difficult to put that trust in someone else when we've been doing it by ourselves for so long.
Absolutely. And y'all strong-headed. I love y'all.
Yes.
Y'all strong-headed
Just a
queens.
little bit.
Had to we reel y'all in. We be like, come back, come here. Let's
Let me
help.
help you.
Let's
Yes,
help. No,
yes.
you can't do that way.
Yes.
So that's a lot of our work, because what I realized was that if I don't help the moms, if we don't help single moms like yourself understand and give you the proper tools and the resources, I'm wasting my time.
Because it's gonna go. We'll go back home and it'll be gone.
It's gone.
It'll be gone.
And I think that so many organizations and for so long have adopted that swoop up and save mentality, and that's just not what we're about. So
Yeah.
we conduct a family interview and we really seek that family partnership. So everybody can do something. We're very fortunate as an organization to have a wide span of people. So we have our lawyers and our doctors who make 6 figures. Then I have my single moms. And the great part is that I can bridge you all together.
Yeah.
So that married, seasoned mom who her son is a senior on the way out the door can walk with you and say, no, baby girl, this is how you need to handle this and this is what you
Yeah.
need to do. So really so much of a family, and we saw so much of that through COVID-19. I mean, every time one of our families had a need, it was like white on rice. Our other families jumped on it. So when we say that we're a family and we're a brotherhood and we're a community, we really mean that. But that starts in that beginning phase with everybody coming to the table vulnerable and, as the Bible says, naked, right? So everybody standing like, this it, and this is where we at. Like you said, I'm uncomfortable
Yeah.
trying to teach my son how to be a man. So we want to get you back in your rightful seat. That
Yeah.
we want to get him a nurturer, and then we want to give him the other tools and the resources.
So again, you incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Because, and because people like to try and come on my show and make me cry, Jordan.
Oh.
And I'm real good at not doing it. But when we're talking about my baby, I get a little emotional. But, it's very difficult when you are a single mom and you're trying to find organizations like this, because consistency is everything with children.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have tried several times to go to certain organizations, and I'm looking for consistency. And I have some men who are, incredible individuals, but may just not have the time to
Right.
be consistent with my son. Tell me, what makes Forever Kings different?
Great question. I'm so glad you asked that. So, for me personally, I'll start there. As a mentor, I'm persistent and consistent, and I don't just say that. Great story. We have a young man named Trayvon who was at our church, and I saw him, and he was real quiet and standoffish. And for 3 months, every Sunday, I walked up to him, spoke to him, asked how he was doing, and invited him to come to teen church. So it took 3 months to get him there, right? But he eventually came, and he hasn't left since, right? So
Okay.
he loves it. So it's that persistence and that consistency. And as I recruit mentors, so I personally work with all of our mentors. So what I realize is that when I teach a mentor the proper way to mentor, I'm impacting 10 young men.
Yes.
So where I don't have to directly do all of that impact and all of that mentoring, I'm teaching the mentors how to be great mentors. And that's so important. And I think that so many organizations miss that. So we limit our programming. So I'm more interested in it being effective than being frequent. So we
Gotcha.
only do every other week. So that allows.
See, every other week is phenomenal, because I know organizations who only do once a month, and that once a month maybe 2-3 times, or
year.
maybe or once a month, but 2 hours.
Right.
And it's just like, by the time he comes home and 2 weeks have gone by and he hasn't heard from anybody or spoken to anybody, anything that you had a conversation with may have gone in here and
Gone.
out of there.
So what we do is we break our members up into cohorts. So our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, then our 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, and our 10th, 11th, and 12th graders.
Okay.
And then we put the mentors, we call them impact leaders. We try to get 3, the goal is to have 3 to 4 to them to each cohort so that their connection and their bond isn't just to one man.
Okay.
So if Mr. Jordan is out that week because his kid has a soccer game, Mr. Brian and Mr. Eric are there. But what I found, and if this theory is correct, I'm gonna be a very wealthy man, is that...
Well, you sure you want to say it? Because they might try to take it from you.
Listen, let's not...
Okay.
We gonna record, keep this live.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Is that what I've always done is connected the young men together.
Yes.
So that's that brotherhood piece. So what we really focus on is building a community within them, because then they hold each other accountable. They don't care what they're doing, and that's how we get our boys to serve, because they just want to be together. So if I have to throw, I don't want to say a random person, but a different mentor that isn't their normal person, they don't care because they're
They
together.
just wanna be together.
So if you focus on them more than on the mentor's part is just to kind of lead the conversation, steer, but the accountability and the brotherhood and the camaraderie, all of that happens from them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how our model is different. We spend a lot of time focusing on brotherhood. We'll be taking our young men on a retreat at the end of June, and it'll just be 4 days of disconnection and them really getting to explore themselves. So that's where it has to start.
Yeah.
Who am I? Who is my brother? And how do we work together?
Ooh, babe.
And we miss those. We do those
as
steps
a community.
out of order. Yeah.
As a community, we miss those steps.
We do them out of order sometimes.
Yeah.
So we're very intentional about that journey of self. Who am I? And as a young adult, I didn't really start to explore myself until I was in college. And now today I can confidently say, like, no, I don't like that. Or I do like that.
Yeah.
But we need our young men at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16
to be able to express
and
that.
have strong convictions.
Absolutely.
And that's where that change comes, is their convictions are strong. They know who they are. They know what they like. They know peer pressure is eliminated because I know who I am.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how our model is a little different than other programs that you'll find. Very intentional work and really fostering that brotherhood is so important for us.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm about to just drop my son off to a real daddy. I love it. I really do. Can you tell our viewers how to contact you, especially if they want to not only get their sons involved, but if they want to become mentors too and be in service of you?
Absolutely. So you can visit our website, www.foreverkingsinc.org, and that'll give you our application, that'll give you our email. You can fill out a contact information form, and those get bounced directly to me.
Okay.
So you can fill one of those out, and that comes directly to me, and I respond to those. I do a lot of work directly with our families and our mentors. Is kind of where my work has shifted from just being with the young men, because that's where it matters.
Yeah.
And that's where that intentional work really has to be. So I'm excited to have open enrollment and open mentor recruitment to get some more mentors, get some more young men.
Are the mentors that you are receiving, are they only men? Are you only interested in
Only
getting
men, correct. Now,
and I love that. I really do.
No, so the great thing though is that we do allow women and women to serve. So our moms do have an opportunity to serve dinner and volunteer and work kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We have some moms who love to write thank you cards, right?
Yeah.
So you get to be a part of it, and when we do service projects, there are certain times that we invite moms to come. So, hey, we're going to the Free Store Food Bank to hand out groceries. How incredible is it for you and your son to get to do this project together?
Yeah.
So he has his brothers, and then you have your sisters, and he's doing his thing, and you talking to the moms like, wait, he do that too?
Yeah. So it's really a whole family all the way around the board, between the mentors, the founder, the children, and the parents and the moms. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's phenomenal. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
I don't now if I get to blowing you up, because I got your number now. So
We
don't
are
be
excited
about
to
to
have
say
you.
don't. I'm gonna start calling like Jordan. You said. One more question.
Absolutely.
And I think this is an important question because sometimes people can be a little funny about religion.
Yeah.
And I know that that you said that with your church, this is something that you were already kind of in doing. I want you to express, if this is the case, the importance, whether, like, does your child have to be involved in the church? Or, you know what I'm saying? Is this a child that really has no sense of church, whatever? They couldn't even tell you what Genesis was if you asked them.
Right.
You know what I
Great
mean?
question. So I'm a Christian, unashamed, unapologetically. Jesus is my homie. You want me to go to church? Amen. Saints. You want me to go to somebody's church house, and for the Lord to do a work on me. We are not a Christian organization, but we certainly take the true principles of Christ and infuse them into our program, which is compassion, which is humility, which is servanthood. So those things are built in, but we are not a Christian organization. We don't force religion. Now, if a young man comes to me like, hey,
I want to go
I
to
heard
your
about
church.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. And we have churches that we can connect families to. So that's where we like to be that bridge, but we're not a Christian organization, Christian principles. So, but I love Jesus personally.
I know that's right, Jordan said. I'm going to tell you right now, I love Jesus. I do
love
want to
him.
give a really quick shout out to your church, though.
Thank you.
And I want to take a minute to shine some light on Light of the World Church with Pastor Mike Scruggs, because I am an individual who has experienced church hurt, and that man touches my soul when he speaks. And he makes me rethink a couple things that
That's
I
what I'm
thought
saying.
before.
You need to go.
He
I
has.
need it.
He really has. So I wouldn't mind visiting your church. That's what I'm saying. But yes, that's phenomenal. Thank you so much for not only taking the time to come on and to be open and honest and to be transparent, but thank you for wanting to change the lives.
Absolutely.
And for wanting to be intentional about the way you change the lives.
And you have to be. And
Yes.
I think we all black, right? We black.
Yeah.
We have to do better at being strategic and intentional.
Absolutely.
We're
We're real mad right now.
Yeah.
And just making a lot of moves that just say
Slow
we're
down.
real mad. Yeah. Yeah.
Our counterparts are strategic and intentional. When you look at large youth-serving organizations, they are strategic and they are intentional, and
Yes.
that is how they grow and that is how they prosper. So our program's not for everybody, and you have to be okay with that. And we can only do what we're good at.
Right.
We can only do only work in our genius, and we don't try to explore out of that for any reason. I'm like, nope, that ain't me.
Right.
But
Say that's not my lane.
but I'm happy to find a lane that's somebody, that's what you need.
Right.
Sure, let's find you that lane, but that's not what we do. So I think I'm just super honored and thankful for the opportunity to be able to help my people and show my people like they know what they're doing.
Yes.
Let's learn some things from them,
Yes.
and let's slow down and let's be strategic and let's be intentional.
I
And
am-
stay in your lane. Sorry.
Yes. No, you're fine.
Stay
I'm
in your
also
lane.
a firm believer in collaboration. So can you
Absolutely.
give your email address for any viewers that may have organizations that are like yours that may want to,
Yep.
connect?
And that's actually what we believe in. We believe in, if we have a great partnership with an organization, La Soup Cincinnati, who does food rescue, so they're able to allow us to serve food to communities, and we have dinner through them. Why do I need to go out and contact Kroger's to get their used groceries or their leftover
Yes.
groceries, and they already do
And
it?
they already do it, yeah.
No, that's
Say we
wasting my
working
time.
together.
We working together. That's what you're great at.
Teamwork, make the dream work.
I have the manpower, or we have a great great
Yes.
partnership with Lincoln Heights Valley Boosters, who does a food pantry. I can pull up with 12 young men. You do all the work of the food pantry,
Right.
and we helped feed 1,000 people.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome.
Um,
Another thing. I'm sorry. Give your email address.
Yeah, so it's info at foreverkingsinc.org. Those emails bounce directly to myself. So
Is it forever FOR or
it's all
for?
spelled out.
Okay.
So it is the word FOREVER kingsinc.org.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Dang, I'm so excited. I forgot my damn question. Oh Lord, I'm so excited. I am, but I love our black men, and
Yeah.
I love these young black boys, especially because I have my own and I know what it's like.
Yeah.
The love between a mother and a daughter is one thing, and it's very powerful. But the love between a mother and a son, that's a totally different monster.
And what gets and where our organization is great, I heard this from a very wise man. He said that mothers raise their daughters and love their sons.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that is 100% the truth.
So you teach your daughter. And
I
your daughter
teach her
wants,
everything
yep.
she needs to know. She is self-sufficient. She can take care of herself. I don't even have to be home. And I will come back and a full course meal will be done and the kitchen will be
Steak,
cleaned
eggs, and potatoes.
you know what I mean? whole meal. And then my son, I'm
starving at home, starving all day.
You know what? It's not even that he starves. I really had to, and I'm starting to be intentional when it comes to him about certain things. But it got to a point where he'll be like, "Ma," or he'll say, "Ari, I'm hungry." Well, boy, get up and go make you something to eat it. And then he'd come back with like an apple. Like, wait a minute, pause. How does she know how to make chicken fettuccine and you know how to make some eggs in the
Barely know how
microwave
to
in the
make some
bowl?
noodles.
Like, barely know how to make the noodles. So
that's great. So we wanna join forces with you. I want your son to know how to cook. I want your son to
Right.
know how to take care of themselves. Let's be honest, Miss Ashley, these mamas not raising all these girls right. So I tell my young men, like, they don't know how to cook and clean no more. They
that's very true. Now let me tell you something. Mine gonna get her a husband. I'm just saying, 'cause she know what she doing. She might get one before me. 'Cause she know what she doing.
They don't cook and clean no more, son. I need you to know how to take care of yourself,
Yes.
because they.
And I've had that conversation
Yeah.
with him before. I said, baby, me and your sister are not always gonna be there.
Mhm.
You gotta learn how to do these things on your own. You know what I mean? But
Right.
that's why we got Jordan Bankston, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so you ready for the game?
I am.
Okay, so those of you that are tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. But if you do not know, we have Ask Ashlee's All Truths and a Dare. The way that this game goes is Jordan will make 3 statements. One of them is a lie. I will make 3 statements. One of them is a lie. And whoever guesses the lie gets to dare the other person to do something. You ready?
I am.
All right. I always let my guests go first, and then they always get me, so I'm going first today.
Okay. That's
Okay.
fine. Cool.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
All right. My first statement is I'm 36 years old and I'm a Capricorn. My second statement is that I have 0 brothers. My third statement is that I've tried to date outside my race before and it just did not work for me. Which one is a lie?
I'm going to go with you are not 36.
Damn! I literally, for the life of me, cannot lie. I can't lie.
I definitely knew it wasn't 3 because you was too passionate about that one.
I cannot lie.
And then what was your second one?
I have
You
0 brothers.
You didn't mention your son having an uncle. See, I listen.
So the last person paid attention to my body language.
No, you didn't mention that your son had an uncle. Because usually moms will mention, single moms say, you know, my brother hangs out with him. Or
Dang.
I
Lying is not my strong suit, so at least y'all know I'm keep it real.
You was real passionate about that third one.
Yeah,
though.
that third one, I can say I tried. I can definitely say I tried. All right, so before I let you dare me, because I might get you, let me let you give your 3 statements.
I'm 24 years old. Let me see. My mom is a nurse. And my third one would be, I'm going to help you out. I love Jesus.
Oh, well, I know the third one is right.
Okay. See, I was trying to be generous.
Okay.
We believe in servanthood
Ooh,
after
I
every
know
king.
that's right. Oh, let's see. And my mom's a nurse, and I'm 24. Whew. That's difficult. Because black don't crack, baby. You could be 24. You could definitely be 24.
We be 90 looking 20.
Woo! I'm going to go with option A is the lie.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
Good job. Dang.
I was so worried. Okay, so since we both got it right, I'm gonna let you dare me. It's fine.
So my dare for you is to go to church.
Oh.
90 days.
Not ooh.
90, you got 90 days to go. Just go once. And within 90 days, you need to go
Oh, I
once.
thought you wanted me to 90 days commit consecutively.
No.
Um,
in 90 days, you just need to go once.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is Low open yet?
We're not.
So if I just go on Sunday.
So you got 90 days, though.
But if I just log in on Sunday.
No, that's not the same.
That's not-
It's not the same.
But I get the whole worship and everything.
I understand, but you can't work through those wounds and you gotta go. You gotta tap on it
Shit.
in there.
Fair enough. Amen. All right, I give you that. I
90
give you
days.
that. 90 days, within 90 days, I will attend Light of the World. That's the one that I will attend.
Understood.
All
Fair
right?
enough.
All right. Jordan, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
much for coming on, for being open, honest, and for doing what it is that you are doing with
Thank
our
you
young
so
black
much.
men in the community. That is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So very proud.
It's a pleasure.
So very proud. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to tune in into this episode of Monday Night Juice. Make sure that you share, like, and if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. I will see you all next week.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rico the Body by Rico here, with another tip for your body for us going to the week. Listen, I know that I've been getting multiple people asking me certain things, and the first tip that I want to be able to give to you all is that all carbs are not good carbs, okay? All carbs are not good carbs. What I mean by that is that carbs help us fuel our body, okay? They help us go out throughout the day. But we want to make sure that we have a good carb that's going in. So some of your good fruits, dry toast, a lot of those types of things will be good for you as you continually fuel your day. Now, bad carbs. We want to stay away from starches and different things like that to ensure that we don't have those things continuously overnight, okay? Now, when we say this, we want to make sure that we eat properly. So just a tip for you today as well, too, when you're talking about carbs, is number one, try to eat your carbs in the first part of the day, all right? Carbs first part of the day, protein the second, all right? That's my first tip. The second tip is a couple different full body exercises that you can do in the comfort of your own home to go ahead and take away some of those calories with endurance and also strength. The first one is burpees, okay? Now with the burpees, you're gonna have your feet going straight ahead, and we're going down to the floor and up. Straight as far as for those experienced and moderate people, when you go down, come up, jump up. Down and up, that's your burpees, okay? So go ahead and do about between 5 to 10 of those burpees just to go ahead and get the heart rate up as you go down. Another full body exercise that we can do for those moderate to experienced exercisers is that we wanna go knees down and up to the floor. So if you got a good knees and you can get on your knees, you want to raise up, go down, and up, okay? Now, using arm movements at the same time while going properly up and down. The last exercise that I have for you that you can go ahead and do for a full body exercise is mountain climbers, all right? So what we want to do is we're going to get down on the ground. We're going to have all fours. We're going to have our butt up in the air, and all we're going to do is get our knees to our chest, okay? So you have mountain climbers, you have burpees, and then you got knee ups to the feet, all right? Those are 3 exercises that you can do full body-wise to go ahead and burn those calories. Again, all carbs are not good carbs, so make sure you're putting some good carbs into your system. That's another tip from Body by Rico. Get bodied.